Okay, so I'm Michele K, Crying Heater, short for Crying Heater.
And I'm Gwen Kelly, just short.
And we both work for Broadmoor Realty in Long Beach. And today we're going to talk about a subject near and dear to our heart right now.
Not necessarily our sellers.
Yeah, right. Is pricing. The importance of when you put your house on the market, what you price it for. Because really, right, they say, I guess this is really cutting to the bone, but when you only have three things that control, right, how the house is sold. The location, which you can't change.
Right. It's either good or bad.
Good or bad. Do you have to stop? No. Okay. Condition, which,
can control.
Which you can control.
To a point.
To a point. That's a decision. And then a pricing.
Pricing.
Right. So we're going to talk about pricing today. I think that there's a lot of houses right now that maybe are sitting on the market.
Sitting.
Yeah.
Without getting shown or without getting offers.
Right. We're seeing, 40, 60 days on the market.
Longer time on market, and we're seeing price reductions.
Yeah. So we just want to talk about, okay, how do maybe some pitfalls where the sellers are thinking, and we want to say, we're going to try to help you. Maybe that's a thought that you have to back up on and get to the right price.
Right.
And so I think a lot of people do the return on investment. Like, I paid so much for the house and I did this work and it cost so much.
And I want to make as much as possible
right,
over that.
Right. But it's the buyers who are out there, and they're going from house to house and seeing and what that house is
and
selling
what appeals
for.
to them might not be what the seller spent the money on to make the improvement.
Right. That's a really good point too. So that's one item that can get in the way. I think that a lot of people, I think this is really common, you become emotionally
attached.
Yes.
It's hard not to.
Oh yeah. I always say all the time, I can't price or sell my own house. I'm like, I don't know. It's sort of priceless.
Right. When your children grew up there.
Yeah. Yeah. Like even a house that was similar on the street over, I was like, okay. I can probably price my house.
Right.
But
so that's a common thing. All sellers are somewhat attached. Even if they say they're not.
Right.
They are.
Yeah. Even if it's,
and then there's into the, I'm not going to give it away.
Yeah.
That's emotion.
Emotions. I think we were saying a lot of people say, well, they picture that haggling, like.
They want to negotiate.
They want to negotiate.
They want room to negotiate.
Right. So they start high and we're going to negotiate, but we're just talking about something being counterintuitive. And it really is counterintuitive, but what you want to do is you want to very hopefully
price it right.
Right, logically.
To attract buyers.
Right.
Who are willing to pay the price.
Right. And if you can just go just a little bit tad even lower, if you're brave enough to do that.
The market will settle where it needs to be, and sometimes that's higher.
Right. And that's, I think, the important thing is that you have to realize that the sellers don't create the pricing.
The buyer.
Right. We don't create the pricing. It's
what the buyer's
buyer.
willing to pay.
Right.
Close. Fair
market value is something that's on the market and what somebody's willing to pay for it.
Right.
Comps. Looking at comps. Yeah, somebody will say, well, that house down the street, talk about comps, sold for this much, but you can always, numbers are funny, right? We can always.
Depends how the home appealed to that buyer.
Right.
As opposed to how the current home we're trying to sell is appealing to buyers on the market.
Yeah. It's so interesting. There is a house that just sold recently and it was a little over 1,000 square feet. It had just not a ADU, not additional dwelling unit. It just had I don't know, what would you call that? Like a studio.
Mm-hmm.
Adorable.
Right.
And they had it listed for, I don't know, I think $850 or $830 and ended up selling for $870. And so I was thinking,
it appealed to that buyer.
It appealed to a lot of buyers.
Yeah,
it was just beautifully, perfectly done.
And emotional gets tied into a buyer as well. So if it hits all the buyer's buttons, they're going to pay more.
Yeah. I mean, the backyard was just gorgeous. It just spoke to a lot of people. All right. I mean, have we
Pretty
talked?
much.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I feel like we could go on for pricing actually forever because it's just really the most important.
It is crucial
thing to do. Yeah.
What you put your home on the market for depends how long you're going to be on the market.
Yeah.
And what you're going to sell for.
Right. Yeah. I mean, going back to okay, I'll do it high and haggle. Well, lots of times you can just shoot yourself in the foot because now it's been on the market and people they sort of smell blood. They're like, oh, they need to sell it. It's
and they're
high.
going to come in lower.
They're going to come in lower. So you end up,
losing
money.
The battle.
Yeah, losing the battle. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Okay. Well, we hope we've helped you. If you're thinking of selling your house.